Welcome, everyone. If you spend any time scrolling through social media, you have almost certainly seen the videos. A sleek, modern electric vehicle is parked perfectly still in an underground garage, or perhaps it's just cruising normally down the highway. Suddenly, a wisp of white smoke appears from underneath the chassis. Within seconds, that wisp turns into a violent, jet-like blast of fire, engulfing the entire car in an inferno that seems completely impossible to extinguish. It is sudden, it is aggressively fast, and frankly, it is absolutely terrifying. People are understandably scared. They ask, is my electric car just a ticking time bomb? How can a car that is completely turned off just explode? Today, we're going to demystify these terrifying moments. We're going to look under the floorboards of the modern EV and understand the exact science of what is happening. We are going to explore a phenomenon known in the engineering world as thermal runaway. What is it? How does it happen? And why does an electric vehicle fire look so much more ferocious than a regular gasoline car fire? To understand how the fire starts, we first have to deeply understand what is burning. Let's look at the heart of the electric vehicle, the lithium-ion battery cell. Don't worry. We aren't going to use any complex chemical equations today. Instead, I want you to imagine a massive, highly exclusive luxury hotel. This hotel is divided into two main towers. Let's call the tower on the left the anode tower and the tower on the right the cathode tower. Between these two towers is a massive, liquid-filled swimming pool area. This liquid represents the electrolyte, and right in the middle of that pool, acting as a fence separating the two sides, is a very thin, very important net. This is the separator. The guests at this hotel are the lithium-ions. When you plug your car into a charger, you are essentially forcing all the guests to move into the anode tower. They pack in tightly, full of energy, ready to go. When you unplug and drive your car, the doors open and the guests naturally want to flow back over to the cathode tower, where it's a bit more relaxed. As they make this journey through the pool, their movement generates the electrical current that spins your car's wheels. But here is the absolute most critical part of this entire system. The guests must pass through the proper channels to get from one tower to the other. That thin net in the middle, the separator, is a physical, non-negotiable barrier. It allows the tiny guests, the ions, to pass back and forth through the liquid pool, but it strictly prevents the two massive towers themselves from ever physically touching. If the anode tower and the cathode tower ever touch, or if a massive shortcut is created bypassing the normal routes, all that stored energy is released instantly. It doesn't gracefully power the motors. It creates immense, uncontainable heat. And that is the birthplace of our villain today. So what causes things to go wrong? Thermal runaway doesn't just happen because the battery feels like it. It needs a trigger to start the chaos. We can categorize these triggers into four main types of abuses. 1. Mechanical abuse. This is the most straightforward to understand. Imagine you're driving your EV down the highway at highway speeds, and a large, sharp piece of metal debris falls off a truck in front of you. You run over it, and it violently kicks up, piercing the thick protective armor under your car and stabbing directly into the battery pack. Remember our hotel analogy? That piece of metal just violently ripped through the towers, tearing down the separator net. Suddenly, the highly reactive materials in the anode and cathode are forced into direct physical contact. This is an internal short circuit. Massive amounts of heat are generated in a fraction of a second, sparking the fire. 2. Electrical abuse. This often relates to extreme overcharging. Imagine trying to forcefully shove 2,000 guests into a hotel tower that was only built to hold 1,000. If a car's computer system fails and allows a battery cell to overcharge, the internal structure of the battery begins to physically break down. The lithium ions can start to clump together and form sharp, microscopic metallic spikes called dendrites. Over time, these tiny metal spikes grow, eventually poking right through that delicate separator net from the inside out, causing a fatal short circuit. 3. Thermal abuse. Batteries are exactly like humans. They operate best at comfortable room temperatures. If an external fire heats up the battery, Or if the car's internal cooling system completely fails on a scorching summer day while driving up a steep mountain, the battery gets way too hot. Extreme heat causes the liquid pool, the electrolyte, to literally boil and decompose, setting the stage for a catastrophic failure. 4. Manufacturing defects. Finally, we must acknowledge the rarest, but perhaps most frightening trigger. Sometimes a microscopic impurity, like a tiny piece of metal dust or a burr, gets accidentally trapped inside the battery cell on the factory assembly line. It sits there, hidden, a dormant splinter. Months or even years later, due to the natural expansion and contraction of the battery during normal everyday driving, that tiny splinter shifts just enough to slice through the separator. This is often the culprit behind those terrifying videos of a car spontaneously combusting while just sitting peacefully in a parking garage in the middle of the night. Now we arrive at the main event. We have our trigger. A short circuit has occurred. A tiny localized area inside one single battery cell has suddenly become extremely hot. What happens next is the literal definition of thermal runaway. It is a cascading, unstoppable chemical chain reaction where the heat generated by the battery causes further chemical reactions, which in turn generate even more heat. It is a vicious, self-sustaining cycle. Let's break down this terrifying timeline step by step. Stage 1. The protective layer crumbles around 90 degrees Celsius, 194 degrees Fahrenheit. Inside the cell, there's a very thin protective chemical blanket covering the anode. As the temperature rises, this layer breaks down. This chemical breakdown actually creates a small amount of heat. It pushes the temperature of the battery cell slightly higher. Stage 2. The liquid boils and vents around 130 degrees Celsius, 266 degrees Fahrenheit. As the temperature continues to rise, the liquid electrolyte inside the battery, our hotel swimming pool, begins to vaporize. This liquid is highly toxic and highly flammable. As it boils, it creates a massive amount of internal gas. The inside of the sealed battery cell becomes a high-pressure cooker. This is why in those viral videos, you almost always see a distinct warning sign right before the fire. You hear a loud, aggressive hissing sound accompanied by thick, white smoke aggressively venting from under the car. That white smoke isn't the fire yet. It's the highly flammable electrolyte gas venting out under extreme pressure, trying to keep the cell from exploding. Stage 3. The separator melts around 150 degrees Celsius, 302 degrees Fahrenheit. This is the point of no return. The heat is now so intense that the crucial separator net, the only thing keeping the reactive materials apart, literally melts away. The anode and cathode towers collapse into each other. A massive internal short circuit occurs across the entire cell. The temperature skyrockets instantly from 150 degrees to hundreds of degrees in mere milliseconds. Stage 4. The oxygen release above 200 degrees Celsius, 392 degrees Fahrenheit. As temperatures soar to extreme heights, the actual solid material of the cathode begins to chemically decompose. And here's the most terrifying fact about EV fires. When the cathode breaks down, it releases pure oxygen gas. Think about that for a second. What does a fire need to survive? It needs fuel, heat, and oxygen. In a normal gasoline car fire, if firefighters spray heavy fire retardant foam over the car, they smother it. They cut off the oxygen from the surrounding air, and the fire dies. But a lithium-ion battery in thermal runaway produces its own oxygen, is creating its own air supply from within the sealed metal box. This is exactly why you cannot easily smother an EV fire. You can bury it in foam, you can throw a heavy fire blanket over it, but it will just continue to burn fiercely underneath because it is feeding itself. The only way to stop it is to drastically remove the heat, which usually means firefighters must drown the battery in tens of thousands of gallons of water for hours, just to cool it down enough to break the chain reaction. But wait, the terror doesn't stop with just one single cell. You see, the battery pack of an electric vehicle isn't just one giant solid battery. It is made up of thousands of individual, smaller battery cells, often resembling oversized AA batteries, all packed incredibly tightly together into large modules under the floor of the car. Imagine a massive box of matches, all packed shoulder to shoulder. When that first initial cell goes into thermal runaway, its internal temperature reaches incredibly high levels, sometimes soaring over 1,000 degrees Celsius. It turns into a miniature blowtorch. This intense, localized heat radiates outward, violently baking the battery cells sitting directly next to it. Those neighboring cells, which were completely innocent and previously perfectly healthy, are now subjected to extreme thermal abuse. Within seconds, their liquid boils, their separators melt, they release their own oxygen, and they burst into flames. This causes a rapid domino effect. One cell ignites two ignite four, for ignite 8. The fire races across the entire battery pack like a tidal wave. This spreading process is called thermal propagation. This is the reason why an EV fire escalates from a tiny wisp of white smoke to a completely unsurvivable inferno in less than 60 seconds. The sheer speed of the propagation is what traps people and destroys property so rapidly. Hearing all of this science, it sounds like a horror movie. And when we look at real-world examples, it's easy to see why the public gets anxious. Take the famous incident of a luxury electric vehicle catching fire in an underground parking garage in Shanghai a few years ago. The car was turned off, it was not plugged into a charger, and it was perfectly still. Suddenly, smoke, then a violent explosion. Given the complete lack of external factors, experts widely attribute this to a dormant manufacturing defect, that microscopic metal splitter we talked about earlier, finally piercing the separator and initiating the runaway process while the owner was asleep upstairs. Or consider the highly publicized instances where drivers have run over a heavy trailer hitch on the interstate at 70 miles per hour. The mechanical impact violently punches through the underbelly armor, crushes multiple cells instantly, and triggers an immediate, multi-cell thermal runaway. The driver usually has just a minute or two to pull over to the shoulder and jump out before the car is entirely consumed. However, as a responsible tech communicator, I have to bring you back down to reality and offer some crucial perspective. Statistically speaking, based on data from safety agencies worldwide, you're actually significantly more likely to experience a vehicle fire in a traditional gas-powered car than in an electric vehicle. Gasoline is an incredibly volatile, flammable liquid, and hot engines leak oil and fuel constantly. The difference isn't the frequency of the fires, it's the intensity and the difficulty of extinguishing them. EV fires are genuinely rare, but when they happen, they are spectacular, difficult to fight, and therefore, they make global headlines. Furthermore, automotive engineers are not sitting idly by. They understand this volatile chemistry better than anyone, and modern EVs are packed with incredible technology designed specifically to stop this chain reaction before it starts. Smarter brains, today's battery management systems, are supercomputers. They monitor the voltage and temperature of every single cell thousands of times a second. If one cell starts getting even slightly too warm, the car will drastically reduce power or shut down entirely to protect you. Active cooling. Engineers are designing incredibly robust liquid cooling systems that circulate chilled fluid between the battery cells. If one cell gets hot, the cooling system attempts to wick that heat away before it can trigger its neighbors. Physical firewalls. We are seeing the introduction of aerospace-grade physical firewalls inside the battery packs. Manufacturers are placing specialized heat-resistant materials, like aerogels or mica sheets, between the individual battery cells. So, even if one cell goes rogue and acts like a blowtorch, the firewall acts like an impenetrable shield, preventing the heat from transferring to the next match in the box, stopping the domino effect in its tracks. And looking slightly into the future, the ultimate solution is already on the horizon: solid-state batteries. Remember how the biggest problem was the highly flammable liquid swimming pool, the electrolyte, that boils and creates extreme gas pressure? Solid-state batteries replace that liquid pool with a solid, non-flammable piece of specialized material. No liquid means no boiling, no highly flammable gas, and drastically reduced risks of thermal runaway. To wrap up our lecture today, the viral videos are real, and the fires are undeniably intense. Thermal runaway is a brutal, unstoppable chemical chain reaction where a battery essentially creates its own fuel, its own heat, and its own oxygen. Whether it is triggered by a violent crash, a software glitch overcharging the cell, or a microscopic defect from the factory, the breakdown of that tiny internal separator net leads to a rapid, explosive release of energy. But by deeply understanding the science, by knowing exactly how those microscopic hotel guests bypass the lobby and cause a meltdown, we strip away the mystery and the panic. We see it not as dark magic, but as an engineering challenge. A challenge that thousands of brilliant minds are actively solving right now with smarter software, stronger armor, and revolutionary chemistry. Thank you for joining me for this deep dive, and I'll see you next time.